let's talk about how to move things out in Windows so that you can get your designs into your new edge-to-edge feature inside of Quilt Path Essentials. You're going to want to go to File Manager, which is the little file folder here down on the bottom. So if I tap on that, it's going to bring up File Manager. I have a couple instances of this up right now, but this is what it's going to bring up as File Manager. So when you are doing this, you will probably only have a C drive on your system. You may have a C drive if you have a thumb drive installed. You could also have a D drive. I'm on a desktop, so I have a bunch of hard drives on my desktop. But I'm going to go into my C drive because that's where Quilt Path installs by default. And then I want to come down to the Powered by QuiltCAD. Now I can either navigate on the right side of the screen like I'm doing, or I can come down on the tree on the left hand side, and under this PC it's also going to show my C drive. Yours may say Windows C, may say Boot Disk C, it could be like mine and say Boot C. But this is your main Windows directory, the C drive on your tablet. Underneath your C drive, if you come to the right, you will have a folder called Powered by QuiltCAD. Double tap on that and it will open up that folder. Inside of that folder, you're going to have a patterns folder. And then this is the important part. Inside your patterns folder, you have an edge-to-edge folder. This edge-to-edge folder, this is the only folder you see inside of edge-to-edge in Quilt Path Essentials. So any file you want to be able to use needs to go into this folder or a subfolder of this folder. I am going to go back to my patterns folder real quick, and I'm just going to go up here to continuous lines because I know I have a bunch of files sitting in my continuous lines folder. And I have this one called Angela Clark. I am going to copy it over to my edge-to-edge folder. Now I can do that in a couple ways. If you're using a mouse, you can right click and choose copy. If you're on a tablet, if you hold your finger against the screen, a box will appear, and then you can release it and hit copy. Or if I tap on it once, I can come up to the top, and this little symbol up here that looks like two pieces of paper is your copy paper. So lots of ways that I can do this. I can also drag and drop. There's many ways you can copy stuff. I'm just showing you a way that will work. Okay. Now I'm going to go back up to my patterns folder and into my edge-to-edge folder. And then I can hit the paste up here. I can right click and hit paste, or I can long hold, let go, and hit paste. But any way you look at it, you want to hit paste, and it is going to tell me that it is copying. It's actually already copied. I have another process working back here. I'm just going to make that go away. So it's actually already copied. I'm going to go up to my patterns folder again and go back into my edge to edge. Now I have an Angela Clark folder. Once Quilt Path opens, if I go into edge to edge and I hit next, I'm just going to close these so they don't keep coming up for us. And I set my safe area and I go to select designs. Now you're going to see an Angela Clark folder in here. When I go down in here, all the files that are in the Angela Clark folder are showing up. And now I can use all of these designs inside of edge to edge. You are not limited to only the designs that come with Quilt Path Essentials. You can use designs you've purchased inside the program. The important part of this is to make sure that the designs you are copying over have one of the file extensions you see at the bottom here, and to remember that only GPF files will have a picture on them. All of the rest of them will not, right? Because Quilt Path only thinks in GPF. It has to translate the rest of these file types to a GPF to be able to use them. So that's kind of a limitation. If you buy things that are QLI, you will not have pictures of them. You will need to know what they look like before you get into this part of the program.